Have you ever felt the sting of being ghosted? Maybe you thought things were going well. She seemed genuinely interested. Your conversations flowed effortlessly, and she even hinted at future plans together. Then, suddenly, without warning, she disappeared. Or perhaps she's still there, but now she's blowing hot and cold. One day, she's all about you, showering you with attention. The next day, she's distant, and you're left wondering what happened. These kinds of emotional games are enough to drive anyone to frustration, and in that whirlwind, you're left questioning yourself, replaying conversations, wondering if you missed something or did something wrong. But what if you didn't need to feel this way? Today, I'm going to share 10 powerful strategies that will help you outsmart any woman playing games with your heart. At its core, this isn't about manipulation, nor is it about outsmarting her in a petty or vengeful way. It's about developing resilience within yourself, becoming the calm within the storm, as the Stoics would say. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Think of this as a shift in perspective. Instead of reacting emotionally to every game or test, you begin to focus on your inner stability, grounding yourself so that you're no longer swayed by anyone's temporary behavior. In fact, when you step back from needing validation from her actions, you'll see these games for what they are. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that has guided warriors, kings, and thinkers for centuries, teaches us the power of detachment. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, said Seneca, another Stoic philosopher. How many times have you imagined the worst scenarios when she didn't text back? How many hours have you spent wondering if something went wrong, only to find out later that everything was fine? Detaching from these emotional triggers doesn't mean you care less. It means you've gained control over your reactions. When she's pulling away, rather than scrambling to fix things or win back her attention, imagine staying grounded, focused on your own well-being, and letting her return when she's ready. This approach of calm detachment will not only preserve your self-respect, but it will also show her that you're not a man who easily crumbles under pressure. By choosing to stay calm and not engage in emotional games, you'll start to see how patterns emerge in her behavior. You'll notice when she's pulling back just to see if you'll chase, or when she's being inconsistent to gauge how much attention you'll still give. Once you see these patterns, they become predictable, and predictability is power. The truth is, women respect men who respect themselves. When she sees that you're a man who won't be easily manipulated or shaken, she'll be drawn to your strength, not turned away. It's a paradox that Stoicism teaches us. By letting go of our need for control, we often gain influence. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. And that's exactly what these strategies will help you become. These Stoic-based strategies aren't just about outsmarting someone else. They're about becoming resilient, mastering your emotions, and approaching relationships from a place of self-respect and inner strength. So, if you're ready to break free from the cycle of overthinking and emotional dependency, get ready to embrace these principles. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on mastering your relationships and your life. Let's dive in. Number 1. Flip the frame. Treat each interaction as a learning experience. Have you ever been in a situation where she seemed interested one moment, only to act distant the next? You start wondering, did I say something wrong? Or, is she losing interest? Your mind replays every detail, trying to decode her intentions, leaving you more confused. But what if, instead of overanalyzing, you approached each interaction as a learning experience? A chance to understand her and, even more importantly, yourself. When you flip the frame like this, you go from seeking validation to gaining insight, shifting the power dynamic in your favor. In moments of confusion, remember Epictetus's words. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Instead of obsessing over her mixed signals, approach each interaction with curiosity and detachment. Observe her words, actions, and patterns without attaching an emotional need for a specific outcome. This doesn't just help you keep your calm, it makes you a sharper judge of character. Soon, you'll be able to see her intentions without letting your emotions cloud your judgment. Imagine meeting each moment with calm observation, learning to recognize her behaviors while staying centered in your self-worth. When you treat interactions as a learning experience, you place your focus on understanding rather than reacting. Suddenly, you're no longer chasing or stressing. You're in control, with clarity over your emotions. You become the observer, the one with insight, and that is incredibly empowering. Start practicing this mindset in your next interaction. Instead of overthinking, approach with curiosity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from her reactions, and how does this interaction help me grow? You'll find it's not just insightful, but incredibly freeing. If you're ready to make this change and strengthen your ability to see clearly without attachment, keep going. The next steps in this journey will further empower you to take control, stay grounded, and outsmart any game with calm confidence. Number 2. Master the art of gentle truth bombs. Have you ever felt like she was testing you, subtly pushing buttons just to see how you'd react? Maybe she brings up an ex or hints that someone else has been giving her attention. You're left wondering, is this just a casual comment, or is she trying to get a rise out of me? Instead of reacting emotionally, Stoic philosophy teaches us to remain grounded and clear. In situations like these, mastering the art of gentle truth bombs can be a game changer. Stoicism encourages us to speak truth without attachment, to express ourselves with calm, unshakable honesty. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." Applying this wisdom means calmly stating your boundaries and values without anger, defensiveness, or drama. The goal is not to win a verbal battle, but to stand your ground firmly and gracefully. Imagine she starts acting distant or makes subtle remarks that might normally trigger frustration. Instead of overreacting or trying to convince her to see your worth, you drop a gentle truth bomb like, "It seems like you have other priorities right now, and that's okay." By doing so, you're not accusing her or coming from a place of neediness. You're acknowledging the situation as it is. This calm approach shows that you're unfazed by her games and won't chase her validation, setting a new standard of respect in your interactions. Gentle truth bombs are powerful because they allow you to communicate boundaries in a way that encourages reflection rather than conflict. This subtle yet direct communication shows her you're a man who values himself enough to be honest without begging for acceptance. Ready to bring more calm confidence into your interactions? Write down one situation where you can use a gentle truth bomb this week and notice the difference in your own peace and composure. Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you're ready for more ways to strengthen your stoic resilience, Stick around for the next step in this journey. Number 3. Create personal, emotional independence. Moments. Have you ever found yourself waiting for a reply, constantly checking your phone, feeling your confidence tied to her next move? It's a familiar and frustrating place to be, like handing over the remote control to your happiness. When we rely on someone else's actions to feel secure, we become prisoners of their moods, behaviors, and decisions. This is why it's essential to create moments of emotional independence in your life. Think of Marcus Aurelius's words: "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." What if, instead of waiting on someone else, you cultivated daily moments where you reclaimed control of your emotional energy? These are times set aside for yourself, moments to reinforce that your worth isn't based on anyone's approval or attention. This might be a morning walk, a few hours dedicated to a personal project, or an evening off from social media. Anything that centers you and reminds you of your purpose. Emotional independence isn't about shutting people out. It's about reinforcing your inner resilience. By regularly disconnecting from needing external validation, you're building a foundation of self-worth that no one can shake. These moments become touchpoints of peace and clarity, anchoring you when someone else's behavior feels confusing or unpredictable. When she pulls back, you won't be lost. You'll have your own space of confidence and calm to rely on. Imagine how empowering it would feel to no longer be affected by her silence, her mixed signals, or any attempts at playing games. By choosing to invest in these personal, intentional moments, you're showing yourself that your peace is non-negotiable and that you're in control of your well-being. So, what's the next step in reclaiming your emotional independence? Take a moment to plan one thing you can do just for yourself today. And stay tuned, because as we continue this journey, you'll learn even more ways to fortify your confidence and become the calm, unshakable presence in any relationship. Number 4. Use silence as a response to mixed signals. Have you ever been caught in that emotionally exhausting cycle of reading and rereading her last message, wondering why her tone changed or why she suddenly went cold? You thought things were great, but now she's distant, and instead of straightforward communication, she's leaving you with mixed signals. This emotional ambiguity can be agonizing and might trigger a natural urge to clarify, to reach out, or to fix things. But what if you didn't? What if instead you chose silence? Silence, when used deliberately, is a powerful tool for dealing with emotional games. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Silence is safer than speech." By choosing silence, you're not giving in to the impulse to react. Instead, you're allowing space for reflection, both for you and for her. In this silence, she's given the room to consider her actions, and you signal that you're not dependent on her validation or attention. It's not passive, it's intentional and shows a calm confidence. Choosing silence means resisting the need to resolve her mixed signals on her timeline. When she sees that you're not immediately reacting to her emotional pushes and pulls, it forces her to reflect on her own behavior, which can either bring her closer or reveal where she truly stands. Either way, you maintain your peace and control over your emotions, showing that you're strong enough to let things unfold without letting them disrupt you. If she reaches out after noticing your silence, let it be on your terms. By maintaining your composure, you make it clear that you won't be easily swayed by every mood shift or game. Ready to take this journey of inner strength and self-respect to the next level? Remember, Silence isn't weakness, it's strength in its purest form. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're ready for more powerful insights to stay calm, confident and in control, subscribe and stay connected with me. Number 5. Become a master at authentic deflection. Have you ever been on a date when she casually drops a comment about her ex, comparing him to you, or hinting that he used to do certain things differently? It's an uncomfortable moment, one where you're caught between ignoring it or feeling the urge to prove you're better. You wonder if she's testing you, trying to get a reaction, or just seeing if you're emotionally secure. These moments can feel like subtle emotional traps, but there's a powerful way to handle them that keeps you in control: authentic deflection. Rather than reacting or getting defensive, respond with calm and humor. If she brings up her ex's great restaurant choices, for example, you could simply smile and say, "Sounds like he had good taste. What's new for us today?" You're not ignoring her or being dismissive. You're just not feeding the tension she's trying to create. By deflecting with confidence, you show that you're secure in yourself, unaffected by comparisons, and more focused on the present. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In this case, the injury might just be a test of your patience, confidence, and maturity. Authentic deflection is powerful because it subtly communicates that you're above petty games, that you don't feel threatened by past relationships, and that you're focused on creating something new and meaningful together. Remember, confidence isn't about proving yourself. It's about knowing your worth without needing to convince anyone else. When you can master this kind of response, you're well on your way to becoming emotionally resilient and attractive to the right kind of partner, ready to take your next step in this journey. Reflect on a past situation where a game or test was thrown your way. How would you respond now? Drop a comment on your experience and join the community as we dive deeper into mastering stoicism and handling relationships with unwavering strength. Number 6. Adopt the growth partner mindset. Have you ever found yourself bending over backward for someone, hoping they'd notice your efforts and finally reciprocate? Maybe you were always there, always reliable, but it felt like she was never fully present, like you were more invested in the relationship than she was. It's exhausting, right? You're left wondering why you keep getting pulled into emotional games, replaying moments, and feeling drained. But what if you shifted your mindset? What if, instead of trying to win her over, you saw relationships as a partnership in growth, with the mutual goal of elevating each other? The growth partner. Mindset isn't about proving yourself or trying to outsmart her at every turn. It's about setting the bar higher for the people you let into your life and focusing on shared growth and alignment. The Stoics taught us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. A reminder from Marcus Aurelius that emphasizes self-respect and personal values. Rather than obsessing over whether someone approves of you, ask yourself if she genuinely fits your vision for the future. Does she support your goals? Does she inspire you to be better? Or are you stuck in a cycle of seeking validation that only leaves you frustrated? When you're focused on growth, you become selective with your energy, and you recognize the difference between a partnership that adds value and one that takes from you. This mindset not only keeps you emotionally grounded, but it also naturally outscripts any game she might try to play. You're signaling that you're not in this for validation. You're in this for shared purpose, for strength, and for growth. Embrace this mindset and watch how your relationships begin to shift. Are you ready to take control of your relationship standards and focus on growth? Drop a comment below about your experience and stay tuned for the next step in your journey to unshakable confidence and control in all your relationships. 7. Make her emotional control. A parent without being confrontational. Have you ever noticed her ignoring your texts or playing hard to get, leaving you feeling frustrated, wondering if it's intentional or just a phase? Instead of jumping to conclusions or reacting emotionally, reflect her behavior back to her calmly. Suppose she's pulling away or acting indifferent. Rather than demanding answers or becoming defensive, gently say something like, "I noticed you seem less engaged lately. Is there something on your mind?" This approach isn't accusatory. It encourages her to examine her own behavior without creating unnecessary conflict. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." By calmly observing her behavior without immediate judgment or emotional reaction, you control your response and maintain inner peace. This simple reflection shows that you're self-aware and won't be rattled by emotional games. In doing so, you set a standard that reveals her actions without the need for confrontation, encouraging her to be more transparent with you. Remember, maintaining calm clarity rather than reacting is a power move. Stay composed, and you'll notice how empowering this non-reactive approach can be. Number 8. Show confidence through subtle non-reactivity. Have you ever been in a situation where she's openly testing you, maybe flirting with someone else at a party, or making a passing comment about an ex, just to see how you'll respond? It's enough to make any guy feel an intense surge of emotions. You might feel a flash of jealousy or an urge to assert yourself, proving that you're the only one she should focus on. But here's the secret. True confidence isn't shown through competing or getting worked up. It's revealed through calm, subtle, non-reactivity. Imagine standing there, smiling, cool as a cucumber, letting her actions pass without feeling the need to engage. This response says more about your inner strength than any words ever could. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. When you're able to stay grounded and avoid reacting to every attempt to trigger you, you show her that you're not controlled by external factors. Instead, you're firmly rooted in your own self-worth, making her respect and notice you on a deeper level. Non-reactivity in these situations isn't about ignoring her, but about maintaining control over your emotional responses. By choosing to laugh it off, respond lightly, or let it pass, you demonstrate that your confidence doesn't hinge on her behavior. This subtly encourages her to rise to your level, knowing she can't control you through trivial tactics. It flips the power dynamic, showing her that you're secure, unaffected, and entirely self-assured, a highly attractive quality. So next time she tries to test you, remember, staying calm and unbothered is one of your strongest moves. Practice that steady non-reaction, and you'll find that your presence becomes a source of calm and confidence in itself. If you're ready to take this journey further, drop a comment below on how you plan to use non-reactivity, and don't forget to subscribe for the next steps in mastering your emotions and relationships. Let's build that calm, unshakable confidence together. Number 9. Invest in a personal mission and be vocal about it. Have you ever felt like you're giving everything to a relationship, only to realize you're losing parts of yourself in the process? When you place all your happiness in someone else's hands, it's easy to become overly affected by their games, moods, or changes. Now imagine having a personal mission that excites you, something bigger than any relationship, a purpose that grounds you and gives your life meaning regardless of whether someone is there or not. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. A personal mission embodies this principle, transforming you into a man of action, not reaction. Maybe it's starting a new business, training for a marathon, or dedicating time to a passion project. This mission doesn't just give your life focus, it becomes a part of who you are, showing her that your life is filled with purpose and depth. By vocalizing your passion and letting her see that your energy flows toward growth, you demonstrate that your emotional world doesn't revolve around her games. Own your purpose, and you'll not only outsmart the games, but build an unshakable foundation for yourself. Number 10. See yourself as the prize in the relationship. Have you ever been so wrapped up in winning someone over that you forgot your own worth? Maybe you felt like you were the one always putting in the effort, making sacrifices, bending to her moods and games, just to gain a little validation. But what if, instead of chasing her approval, you saw yourself as the prize? Imagine the power shift when you embrace that your value is something she has to recognize and respect. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If you believe in your worth, your energy and confidence will shift, and that shift is magnetic. Start asking, how can she prove she values me? This mindset doesn't just make you more resilient to emotional games, it makes you the calm, confident man who isn't easily swayed. Remember, you are worth every ounce of respect, admiration, and effort. Don't forget to claim it. If this resonated with you, show some love by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the best insights on mastering relationships and your own life.